Welcome to NMAA State Tournament Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Today's game is brought to you proudly for the Hobbs Eagles by IPS Incorporated, Lasco Construction, and R360. Hobbs Eagle Playoff Baseball also brought to you by the Outlaw Grill, RMS Foods, Hobbs Rentals, and Elite Home Healthcare. Today's game is brought to you under exclusive streaming and broadcast rights granted by the Hobbs Municipal Schools and the New Mexico Activities Association. Thanks for listening on KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs, Eagle 100.5. Also on the Eagle 100.5 app, OneRadiosquare.com, and watching live at HobbsAmerica.com on the Hobbs Sports tab and the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio, engineering and producing. Thanks for being with us today. Ty Friend a little bit under the weather, so I'll be filling in for him. This is the first round, but with COVID World, it is the quarterfinals of 5A, and the Hobbs Eagles, by virtue of winning district, are the number 2 seed, number 2 team in the state, and well, they take on a familiar foe today with the Carlsbad Cavemen. The Cavemen were, of course, the runner-ups in the district. Hobbs beating them 3 games out of 4. Carlsbad coming in as the number 7 seed. But when you get into the playoffs and when you get to Hobbs and Carlsbad on the baseball diamond, yeah, you can never know what to expect. Throw the records out and just get ready for a barn burner. We should have one for you here tonight. Definitely looking forward to a great game. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with the starting lineups. This is NMAA State Tournament Baseball. Hobbs Eagles and Carlsbad Cavemen from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Hobbs Eagle Baseball on Eagle 100.5, also on 1110 AM, on HobbsAmerica.com, at the Hobbs Sports tab, and on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. Opening round, so the quarterfinals in COVID World of the 2021 NMAA State Baseball Championships. I'm TJ Miracle sitting in for Ty Friend. Ty a little bit under the weather, so hopefully Ty will be back on Thursday if the Hobbs Eagles can get the win here today. As Carlsbad comes into town, let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups. For the Carlsbad Cavemen, of course, led by Coach Edmondson, come in as the number 7 seed on the year. Did manage to beat Hobbs once during the regular season, final game of the regular season, as a matter of fact. And so Carlsbad will come in with the, well, where is it? As, of course, now the phone has decided that it doesn't want to work. But, all right, well, anyway, starting lineup for your Carlsbad Cavemen. Batting first is the DH, Brandon Ganaway. Hitting second, playing center field to be Tristan Thompson. Hitting in the third spot is the pitcher, Nolan Perry. Batting in the cleanup spot for Carlsbad will be Ashton Whitaker. He'll be playing third base. Hitting fifth, playing first, Caden Bratcher. Batting sixth, playing in right field will be Mac Mabry. Batting seventh is the second baseman, Maddox Edmondson. Batting eighth is the catcher, Ty Molina. And batting ninth, Jacob Echevarria. The DH, Ganaway, will be hitting in place of the left fielder, Josh Carrillo. Turning the page for your Hobbs Eagles. Leading off and playing second base will be Hunter Wright. Batting second is the pitcher, Colton Graham. In the three spot is the center fielder, Eric McNabb. Hitting cleanup is the third baseman, Brevin McCool. Batting fifth, playing in right field, J.D. Pareda. Batting sixth is the left fielder, Caleb Salmon. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, Bernie Zokaris Puig. Batting eighth, playing first, Zach McPeters. And batting ninth is the catcher, Kenvin Singleton. The Hobbs Eagles, of course, under longtime head coach Marco Boyle. Hobbs coming in with an 18-2 record on the year. The winner of this game will move on to Thursday to take on the winner of Sandia and Rio Grande. That game going on right now up in the Albuquerque area. And I understand that game was tied at 1 in the middle part of that game. So for Hobbs, it looks like they will be in the home gold uniforms with the gold letters and numbers. Fortunately, it's baseball, so don't have to be as reliant on that. So the all golds for Hobbs. For Carlsbad, they are in the road blue tops with the gray pants. Carlsbad on, of course, the jerseys, and kind of a little tequila sunrise thing going on with the striping. So great to have you here today. A doubleheader in Lee County from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports right now on our sister station, Cool 95.7. And on the Eunice Sports YouTube channel, Jimmy Jones is down at Cardinal Field for Eunice and Capitan. So best of luck to the Cardinals as they are in the 2A quarterfinals today. But right here at Sportsmans Park at the Veterans Memorial Complex in Hobbs, getting ready for Hobbs versus Carlsbad. So Colton Graham going to be on the bump today for your Hobbs Eagles. Graham on the season comes in with a 4-0 record and a no-hitter to his credit, to a 2.07 ERA. And he boasts one of the lowest, the second lowest ERA, as a matter of fact, for the Hobbs pitching staff. Now, one thing to be aware of and to keep an eye on through this game is going to be pitch count, because even though it's the playoffs, pitch counts are still in effect. So a pitcher cannot throw more than 120 pitches over the course of a week. And if they throw 91 pitches, so if Graham throws 91 plus, he would not be eligible to pitch again in the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Marco Boyle handles his pitching staff. It'll be the same for Coach Edmondson on the other side for Carlsbad, because you want to put yourself in the best position to win, but you want to also not to completely deplete your pitching staff. So these two teams have played some monster games this season. Very important for the Hobbs Eagles to come out and I think to get on top of this Carlsbad team early. Hobbs on the season, as we mentioned, 18-2. And on the season, this 20-game season, 11-1 in district, by the way. Team hitting .348. That is a fantastic batting average over the course of a season, even a shortened season. Team that's got 179 hits on the year and also 8 home runs. That might not sound like a lot, but in the era of the composite and wood bats, no aluminum anymore, that is a pretty massive number. And Hobbs is absolutely slugging with a couple of players hitting over 403, as a matter of fact. Brevin McCool leading the way with a 559 average, so 559 for Brevin McCool. Hunter Wright with a 431 batting average on the season, 450 for Marcus Aldretti. So 348 collectively as a team, and has been a huge, huge part of this Hobbs Eagle team. And, been one of those seasons, I've had an opportunity to see him a couple of times this year, and, much more patient at the plate than maybe in years past. But if they say a good pitch, they are definitely not afraid to take a hack at it. So if they can do that, they'll be in good shape. Great pitching for the Hobbs Eagles, also a staple this season. So the teams being introduced out onto the field. As we prepare for the start of this 5A quarterfinal game, the winner will move on to Thursday, and the loser moves on to football season coming up in late August. So with the teams being introduced, finalizing that, we will have the national anthem here in a few minutes. We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout and come back for the first pitch of this one. This is NMAA State Tournament Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports, the Hobbs Eagle broadcast here on Eagle 100.5 KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs, the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, and on the Hobbs Sports tab at HobbsAmerica.com. We'll be back. This is Hobbs Baseball. Welcome back to Hobbs Eagle Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. This afternoon's game granted and being broadcast on the video stream and on the radio with rights granted by the Hobbs Municipal Schools and the New Mexico Activities Association. I'm TJ Miracle sitting in for Ty Friend, a little bit under the weather. So the Eagles taking their final warm-ups. As leading it off for Carlsbad, it'll either DH Brandon Ganaway. He'll be followed by Tristan Thompson, the center fielder, then Nolan Perry, the pitcher. So that's 1, 2, 3 for your Carlsbad Cavemen. In the field for the Hobbs Eagles, as it'll look this way. It'll be Graham on the mound. Singleton is his battery mate. Infield first to third, McPeters right. So Karis, Puig, and McCool. Then your outfield left to right, Salmon, McNabb, and Pareda. So coming out and warming up is Graham. 18-2 on the season are the Hobbs Eagles. Graham on the hill, as we mentioned earlier, 4-0 with a 2.07 ERA. He also does have a no-hitter to his credit this year. So going to be important to keep up with the pitch count and to give it everything you've got, because there is no tomorrow if you do not win this. Of course, normally the first round is a best-of-3 series before you get into the single elimination, but because of the COVID restrictions, they are all single elimination this year. The throw down to second by Singleton, as coming over is McCool. A quick word with Graham. Singleton goes out, has a final little pep talk with his pitcher, and we are ready to go. Hobbs Eagle Baseball against the Carlsbad Cavemen. Hobbs number 2, Carlsbad number 7, quarterfinals of the Elite Eight of the 5A NMAA State Championship. So Ganaway settles into the right side box, and Graham is ready to go, and he'll fire the first pitch, and he shows bunt and will pull it back and actually push it foul, I should say, down the right side, and that will be strike one. Great to have you with us here at Sportsmans Park at the Veterans Memorial Complex in Hobbs today, wherever you are. Graham, a quick worker on the hill, gets the sign from Singleton, an 0-1 count. As Graham ready to go, the kick and the pitch, and that fastball will run away and will even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. A 1 ball, 1 strike count just underway here in the top of the first inning. Graham takes the long look in, has what he wants from Singleton, the high leg kick and the pitch, and that fastball is going to run away as well, and that will be ball 2. So it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Graham trying to settle in on the hill, outfield playing straight away. Out 2/3 of the way back, infield pretty normal as the 2-1 pitch fastball, and that one just going to miss outside. And so that'll run it to a 3 ball, 1 strike count to the leadoff hitter for Carlsbad. That is Ganaway. As Graham will rock and fire, that one is going to be popped up over on the right side. McPeters having a little trouble with the wind, and he'll get it right behind the bag at first. So the pop out to the first baseman. Nice job by McPeters to adjust to that one. Not a lot of wind here this afternoon, but enough to play with it, and there is 1 away for the Cavemen. So 1 down is now to be Tristan Thomas, the center fielder, to the plate. Thomas, a lefty for the Eagles and the Cavemen. They have played 4 pretty good games, and last one kind of a runaway. Then Hobbs was trying out a few things. Last game of the season already having the district schedule sewn up. And, wow, they're putting a warning out to Graham. Not sure what the warning was about there. I didn't hear what the umpire said, but a warning to Graham. So he's got to be careful. He'll set up around the letters, and he'll fire, and Thompson takes the first pitch, and it is deep out to left center. That's going back. It is off of the wall. Scrambling over is Salmon. He'll get to it. He'll fire it in, and Puig will get to it, but it is a first pitch double, a ringing double for Thompson out to left field, and now Carlsbad going to be in business. So that'll change the batter, and now Nolan Perry, the batter. He's also the pitcher for Carlsbad here in this do-or-die game. He is the ace of the Carlsbad staff. So he will step in with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. As Graham will check on the runner over at second. That's Thomas, then kick and fire, and that one is going to be on the outside corner, called strike 1. A 1 ball, no strike count. Graham a fastball, a pretty good curve, pretty good changeup. He's also got a little bit of a slider that he can throw in there from time to time. So Graham checks his runner as the positions go back to normal, and the pitch swung on and got him with the curveball. That one was in the dirt. Nice job by Singleton to block it out, and the pitcher-on-pitcher duel quickly into the favor of Colton Graham. 0-2 the count. Thomas gets a pretty good lead off of second as Graham comes set. Checks the runner, now comes to the plate, and that fastball is going to be high, and that'll run it to a 1 ball and 2 strike count. 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Carlsbad threatens with 1 out and a man at second after a double by Thomas. As Graham will set, gets his sign from Singleton, checks the runner, now comes to the plate, and ding-dong, that one's going to come in and hit Perry in the hip. So the hit by pitch, and now Carlsbad really going to be in business with just 1 down. As Singleton goes out, has a quick word with Graham, gets him the ball back, and now it'll be the cleanup hitter, Ashton Whitaker, the third baseman for the Cavemen, stepping to the plate. Great crowd on hand here on a sunny, warm Tuesday evening. Hobbs and Carlsbad baseball from here at Sportsmans Park at the Veterans Memorial Complex. So Graham having a little bit of a shaky start. Now let's see what they can do. Infield should be looking for a double play here. If they can get Whitaker with something on the ground, we'll have a courtesy runner check into the ball game for Carlsbad. We will check on that number for you as time allows. So a long delay here. As Graham taking his time. The Carlsbad dugout being very vocal. And so here we go as Graham puts the ball behind his back. Runners at first and second. Singleton set up on the outside. The wind and the pitch swung on. That one is going to be popped up over on the right side as McPeters goes behind the bag at first, has to shade slightly over to his right and will make the grab on the pop out. So they got Whitaker to pop out, and there is 2 down now for the Cavemen. So 2 down for Carlsbad as it'll bring Caden Bratcher to the plate, the number 5 hitter. So Graham trying to get out of a little bit of a jam here in this top of the first inning. Bratcher, the big righty with the slightly open stance, waits on pitch number 1, and it is in there, letter high, good pitch, strike 1 from Graham. Runner at first is Perry. It's hit by the pitch. Runner at second is Thomas, who had a ringing double, but there is 2 down. And an 0-1 count to Bratcher at the plate. And the wind and the pitch, and runs the fastball right past Bratcher. Got him to chase one up around eyeball level, and quickly it's an 0-ball, 2-strike count. So 0-2 the count. Have to see if Graham will come right after him. If he can get it, is Graham going to shake off a couple from Singleton? Now he's ready to go. Colton will check the runners, and the 0-2 pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up into foul ground on the right side. Is going over is Singleton, and adjusts over, but the wind catches that one and moves it out. Not sure that shouldn't have been Graham's ball. He had slightly better. He was on the run with it. So we'll just reset, and we will try again with an 0-ball, 2-strike count. So 13 pitches into the inning. Graham still working pretty efficiently, but with 2 on and 2 out. Colton will check the sign and the 0-2 pitch. That one is going to be up high for ball 1. Can't get Brasher to chase that one. And so it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Great to have you with us today wherever you are around southeast New Mexico and West Texas on 100.5 FM, 1110 AM. 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down. Bratcher goes down. Carlsbad threatens in the first, but comes up empty. We've played a half inning. It's Carlsbad 0, Hobbs coming to bat. This is Hobbs Eagle and NMAA State Tournament Baseball on Eagle 100.5 from New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. For the Carlsbad Cavemen in the top of the first inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. So Hunter Wright will lead it off for the Eagles. It'll be Wright, Graham, and McNabb, followed by McCool, Pareda, Salmon, Socaris, Puig, McPeters, and Singleton. Perry and Molina are your battery for Carlsbad. Bratcher, Edmondson, Echeverria, and Whitaker first to third. Carrillo, Thomas, and Mabry in the field. So Wright will step in to face off against Perry. Hunter, a .431 average through the 20 games of the regular season. As the wind in the first pitch, and that one is going to be shot foul down the left field line, and it is strike 1. But you could tell that definitely Wright ready to tee off on that one. One thing about these two teams, there is not going to be any surprises on anything, really. They know each other quite well, having already played 4 times this season. So 20% of the schedule is their 5th meeting. As the 0-1 pitch, and that curveball nips the inside corner. Pretty good pitch there from Perry, and it is strike 2. So a 0-ball, 2-strike count. Just underway here in the bottom of the first inning. No score in this 5A quarterfinal game. 0-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and that one is heading to the JV field next door. And so Wright will stay alive. No balls and 2 strikes. So 0-2 on the foul ball. As a ball will come over to the Carlsbad dugout. As Perry gets a fresh piece of hide, and he's ready to go. Right sets up towards the back, but right on the plate. And the 0-2 pitch, curveball swung on. Just a little swing, and that's going to be a slow roller. Could be trouble as Vererans gets it, fields it with the glove, and will have no play as the speedy Hunter Wright with the infield single, almost like a swinging bunt. And Wright will get it on the infield single to the shortstop, and so Hobbs in business here in the bottom of the first. So now it'll be Colton Graham, the pitcher, looking to help his own cause out. Graham only a .219 hitter on the year, but a chance to do some good work right here. Now Graham's on base percentage, though, was up over 300, 342, according to the stats that we were given by the Hobbs schools. So Colton will show bunt, and he will bunt it. It is in the air and pops it up, a dangerous bunt, and it'll be strike one. Got to be careful. You got to put that one down into the ground and see if you can kill it. Don't want to push it in the air. That can lead to problems. Bratcher almost had time to get to that one. So Graham with a no-ball, one-strike count will settle back into the right side box. Right at first, gets about a step and a half lead. Bratcher holds him on. Perry from the stretch comes and fires, and that one is going to be pushed foul. Much better bunt attempt there from Graham, but it'll be foul for strike two. As I apologize about the bug in our score bug, is a little bit backwards in the way it's set up. So if you'll bear with me for a moment. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Hunter Wright with an infield swinging bunt stands at first, and it's an 0-2 count to Graham at the plate. He'll be swinging away here. Perry sets at the belt, comes and delivers the fastball outside, and that'll be ball one. Oh, 1 ball, 2 strike count. As Graham will settle back in. Eagles in the home gold with gold letters and numbers. Perry takes a long look into Molina, and timeout going to be taken, and it looks like the umpire, going to just completely step out from behind the plate. The time was asked for by somebody and given. So 1-2 the count. And the wind and the pitch from Perry swung on and missed, and Graham will go down swinging for out number one. So one away for the Hobbs Eagles, and the bottom half of the first inning is now to be Eric McNabb to the plate. So McNabb in the number 3 slot, hitting .309 on the season. Does have some pop in that bat. 16 RBIs to his credit on the season. So McNabb, the center fielder, steps in with one down. Runner at first is Wright. Perry taking a long look in. He is a deliberate worker. And the pitch, fastball, outside corner. Good pitch, strike one to McNabb. So quickly a no ball, 1 strike count. Wright still over at first. Gets about a step and a half lead over there. Bratcher still holding him on. Infield at double play depth. The big sweeping curve comes in. McNabb looking for the fastball. Got the curve instead. Couldn't pull the trigger, and it's strike two. So now it'll be plate protection time for Eric McNabb for the Hobbs Eagles. Perry sets at the belt as the dugout starts coming to life, and that one is going to be knee-high outside corner on the slider, and McNabb goes down looking. Back-to-back Ks for Perry, and there are 2 down for the Eagles in their half of this first inning. So now it'll be the cleanup hitter, Brevin McCool. McCool has been on a hot streak all season. The senior slugger hitting .559 on the year. He also leads the team in dingers with 4. So now Brevin looking to do some 2-out damage with Wright over at first. Perry will set at the belt, gets his sign from Molina, kicks and fires, and an off-speed pitch. And McCool looking for the fastball, not able to pull the trigger on strike one. So Perry with a slider, a curveball, pretty good fastball, and a changeup too. So 4 or 5 pitches that he can choose from. Perry will check on Wright. Now he'll come to the plate, swung on, and that one is back into the screen. And McCool now down, no balls and 2 strikes. So a no ball, 2 strike count. No score. We are in the bottom of the first inning. This 5A quarterfinal game. The winner moves on to play on Thursday. And the loser will say goodbye to its seniors and start getting ready for football. As Perry will deliver the 0-2, and that one is going to be a fastball, but away. McCool, good eye, not chasing. And it'll be ball one. So the 1-2 strike count. Outfield playing fairly deep. Infield pretty much just their normal positions now with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch on the way. McCool will smoke one out into left field. Carrillo will come over and get to it and get it back in, but it's a 2-out smoking single to left for Brevin McCool. Gonna move right to second. McCool stands at first, and now it'll be J.D. Pareda to the plate. Pareda, 328 hitter on the season. Also worth noting, for Pareda, he's got 14 ribbies on the year. Now let's see what J.D. can do. So 2 on, 2 out for the Eagles here in this bottom half of the first inning, trying to get a little 2-out rally going. Perry on the hill. He's thrown, if I'm not mistaken, 16 pitches through this point. Again, pitch count going to be important. First pitch, check swing. Did he go on the curveball? Nope, he held it up, and it'll be ball one. Good eye for Pareda. Pretty good curve there from Perry. Got to give credit where credit is due. Oh, it's a 1-ball, no strike count. J.D. will settle back in. Runner at first is McCool. Runner at second is Wright. And the 1-0 delivery swung on, and that'll be a little bloop single into shallow center field. Rounding third and heading for home is Wright, as Coach Marco Boyle says, I want it first. And it'll be an RBI single to center for J.D. Pareda on the little bloop out to center. And so giving the RBI, and the Eagles take the 1-0 lead. And so now it'll be the catcher, Caleb Salmon, or pardon me, the left fielder, Caleb Salmon, to the plate. Salmon, a 386 hitter, is a timeout going to be taken as Carlsbad's pitching coach going to come out, have a word with Perry. While we've got a moment, say a big thanks to all the good folks who make Hobbs Eagle baseball possible here on Eagle 100.5 and on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, also on HobbsAmerica.com. Couldn't do it without Elite Home Health Care. Hobbs Rentals, RMS Foods, the Outlaw Grill, R360, Lasco Construction, and IPS also couldn't have done it all season long without the great help and support for all of our great sponsors. If you're watching, you can see many of them on the screen. And so it'll be Salmon to step in. The lefty for Coach Marco Boyle will step in. Hobbs leading 1-0. 2 outs, still 2 on. Pareda at first. McCool at second. The wind and the first pitch swung on, and that one is going to be shot over to the Hobbs dugout off the screening down there for strike one to Caleb. A little bit behind on that fastball, strike one. So we'll run across for the Eagles. They lead it 1-0. And hoping, of course, that they can blow this one open. 0-1 pitch on the way, and ding-dong, as that one is going to hit Caleb in the arm, and that is going to load the bases full of Eagles. McCool moves to third, Pareda to second, and now Salmon stands at first. So it'll be Bernie Socaris Puig to the plate. And so for Bernie, on the season, a .350 hitter. Bernie, not a big RBI guy, but the .350 average. Now it'd be a big time for the Hobbs shortstop, the junior, to come through in a big way. So the bases are loaded. Hobbs has got Perry in a bit of a jam here. They need to make him pay for the bases loaded situation. And the first pitch to Bernie is going to be swung on, and it'll be a chop shot and foul over next to the first baseman. Good job by Hobbs coach down there to field that one for strike one. So again, Hobbs going to make Perry work a little bit this inning. They're running his pitch count up to over 20 now. So Puig, the lefty, slightly open stance. Bases loaded. And the 0-1 pitch fastball, that one is going to sweep on the inside. And even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Hobbs leading 1-0. Bases are juiced. 1-1 pitch. The big sweeping curve hangs up, and it'll hang high for ball 2. Got to watch for that one later in the game. If Perry stays in, he hangs one like that about 1.5 feet lower. It is getting out of here. So a 2 ball, 1 strike count. The hitters count as Perry delivers, and that one tries the slider, and it stays up for ball 3. Well, that'll be very important for So Karis Puig not to chase anything bad. A walk here gets a run in, gets you an RBI in the books, and it puts you up by 2. As the 3-1 pitch on the way, and that one's in the dirt. Ball 4 as Bernie works the walk. He'll get the RBI walk, as that'll move McCool in and move everybody else around. Hobbs will take the 2-0 lead here early. So now it'll be Zach McPeters to the plate. As Evie, we're reconnecting on the tie line. So we've reconnected as McPeters will step to the plate. Bases are loaded. Hobbs leading 2-0. First pitch to McPeters, and that one is going to be low for ball 1. So all of a sudden, Perry having trouble finding the strike zone, which doesn't bother Hobbs a bit at all. Puig at first, Salmon at second, Pareda at third. The 1-0, and that one is going to be right over the heart of the plate, knee high. Even it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Hobbs faithful thinking that one might have been a little low. McPeters, the number 8 hitter for the season. Peters, a 182 hitter, and he'll take that one high for ball 2. Oh, a 2 ball, 1 strike count. And again, Hobbs is working the pitch count up. This will either be 30 or 31 for Perry. He looks into Molina, gets his sign, and the 2-1 pitch swung on, and that one is coming back into the screen. And so we're evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like Zach got a piece of it. I think that one, the way it was coming in, may have been a slider. So the 2 ball, 2 strike count. Bases are loaded. Got to go in plate protection mode. 2 runs in for Hobbs. You want to keep it going. Perry from the regular wind gets his sign, and the 2-2 pitch curveball swung on and missed. He pulled the string on that one late. And McPeters goes down swinging, so Perry strikes out the side, but not before Hobbs puts 2 across. We've played an inning in this 5A quarterfinal game. It's Hobbs 2, Carlsbad nothing. We're back in a minute. More baseball action from Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. For the Hobbs Eagles, they get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors committed by Carlsbad, and 3 runners are left on for the Cavemen as we go to the second. They'll lead it off with Mac Mabry. He'll be followed by Maddox Edmondson, and then Ty Molina. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up for Coach Edmondson's team. I'm TJ Miracle sitting in for Ty Friend, a little bit under the weather today. So of course, Ty, hope you're feeling better. And, of course, if Hobbs can hang on and win this one, Ty will be back with you on Thursday. Evie Stuber in studio, engineering and producing. So now as Mabry will prepare to step in. So here we go as Mabry will step in. Still on the hill for the Hobbs Eagles is Graham, and he'll fire the first fastball high. And that will be ball 1. Despite having to face 5 batters in the first inning, Graham pretty efficient, either 14 or 15 pitches. The quick worker, and that fastball going to run upstairs and in for ball 2. So quickly, 2 balls, no strikes to the lefty Mabry, who plays right field. Graham gets the sign from Singleton, fires the 2-0, and that one takes a little bit off of it, but it's going to stay high for ball 3. So a 3 ball, no strike count on a warm afternoon for baseball. Not as warm today as it's going to be tomorrow. 3-0 pitch, and that one is going to be high for ball 4. And so Mabry will work the leadoff walk, as now it'll be up to Maddox Edmondson. the coach's son, to see if he can move around and get Carlsbad on the board. So the runner at first is going to be Mabry, who worked the leadoff walk. Infield's going to go to double play depth. So Edmondson to the plate. Lanky righty second baseman for these Cavemen. Neutral stance in the box. A little bit of a lead for Mabry at first from the stretch. Graham sets up around the chin. Kicks and fires and showing bunt, and that's a pop-up that's going to go foul. Talked about it when Hobbs tried the bunt in the first inning. You got to put it down into the ground and try to kill it. You don't want to get it up in the air, because you do it just wrong and it could wind up and out. That one will just be a pop strike one. So 0-1 the count. McPeters holds the runner on over at first. Outfield playing fairly deep. Infield at double play depth. As Edmondson will show bunt once again. Graham checks the runner. Now he's going to step off the rubber. Doesn't throw it. Mabry will retreat back over to the bag at first. 0-0 ball, 1 strike count as we'll reset. Graham bends over at the waist, gets the sign from Singleton. Sets, checks, fires, swung on. That one is going to be popped up over on the right side into shallow right field. Just into right field is McPeters on the pop out. He's got 3 of those today. So Carlsbad, their hitters have been just a little bit behind and have been getting a little bit under it. Can't worry so much about launch angle. I know that's the big thing now. Carlsbad definitely swinging up. So 1 down as it'll bring the catcher Ty Molina to the plate for these Cavemen. And Coach Edmondson. Hobbs leading 2-0. We're in the top of the second inning of this 5A quarterfinal game. On the line of the pitch for Graham, and that'll be a hot shot into the glove at third base. Around the horn to first. Did they get it? Yes, they did. 5, 4, 3. The twin killing ends the inning. McCool, right, McPeters. It's not quite Tinker to Evans to Chance, but it works just as good. So Carlsbad goes 1-2-3, and Hobbs leads 2-0. Back in a minute. More Hobbs baseball on Eagle 100.5. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for Carlsbad as it was McCool to right to McPeters. It was the around the horn 5-4-3 double play that wiped out a leadoff walk. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Kenyon Singleton. He'll be followed by Hunter Wright, then Colton Graham. 9-1-2 due up for the Eagles. Singleton just a skosh under 300 at 297 hitter as the Hobbs catcher will step in to face off against Perry. Perry with 30 or more pitches in the first inning, and he'll blow a fastball, a high fastball by Singleton, and it'll be strike 1. 0-0 ball, 1 strike count. Of course, there is no tomorrow for the loser of this one as the 0-1 pitch, and Singleton swings at a slider, goes over the top of it for strike 2. 0-0 ball, 2 strike count. Perry with pretty good stuff, but Hobbs kind of got him figured out a little as the 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Nope, he held it up. And so it'll be ball 1. So good eye there for Singleton. Managed to hold it back and not commit. Break the plane. So it's a 1-ball, 2 strike count. Outfield deep, infield normal positions. 1-2 pitch on the way. Singleton will pop that one up into shallow center field as Edmondson high steps it and goes back. The wind carries it just a little bit, and the tall, lanky second baseman has to reach back over his head to get it, but it'll be a pop out to the second baseman, and there is one down for the Hobbs Eagles here in this bottom of the second. So back to the top of the lineup as Hunter Wright will step in. Hunter Wright, 1 for 1 at an infield single his first time up, a swinging bunt. Echeverria at shortstop could not handle in time. So Wright will step in with one down here in this second. And the first pitch, Hunter takes that one. It is deep to left field, but is it enough? Nope. Carrillo will get it about 10 feet in front of the warning track. So Wright gives it a ride, but comes up short on the fly out to left field. And so quickly for Hobbs, there is 2 away. Now it'll be Colton Graham to the plate. Colton struck out his last time up, so the pitcher will be looking to help his own cause out. So Graham will settle in as Perry looks in, gets his sign from Molina. And the line and the pitch, and that one is going to be swung on. A little excuse me pop to second baseman. Edmondson on the hop will underhand it to Bratcher, and it'll be in time. So 4-3 for out number 3. So the Eagles go 1-2-3 in their half of the second. 2 complete here at Sportsman's Park. It's Hobbs 2, Carlsbad nothing. We'll be back. More Hobbs Eagles State Tournament baseball action from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. In the bottom of the second for Hobbs, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We head to the third. It's Hobbs 2, Carlsbad nothing. I'm TJ Miracle in for Ty Friend, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Great to have you with us here on Eagle 100.5 and 1110 a.m. and around the world on the Eagle 100.5 app. Thanks for listening. Also free to watch today on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and at HobbsAmerica.com. We've gotten word that we may not be allowed to video stream if Hobbs wins this one on Thursday, but we will have the audio for you one way or another. Hobbs has to win it first, of course. So it'll be Jacob Echeverria, the number 9 hitter, leading off for Carlsbad. We'll turn it over to Ganaway and Thomas. Echeverria will step in as we start this top of the third inning. Very efficient for Graham, just at 20 pitches through 2 innings. The 5-4-3 double play definitely helping. So the number 9 hitter steps in. The righty Echeverria gets ready as Graham fires, and that one is a fastball up and away for strike 1. Gotta keep the emotions and the adrenaline in check if you can. Echeverria with a 1-ball, no strike count. He'll show bunt, pulls it back, won't matter. It is strike 1, so evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Echeverria, the shortstop. Pretty good speed. Looks down at Coach Edmondson. Gets his sign. 2-0. Hobbs in the lead, and it's a 1-1 count. Graham gets the sign, kicks and fires, and the curveball hits Echeverria chasing. And it is now a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Now Graham, you got to think, is going to come right after him as the kick and the pitch, and whoa, up and away. Evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. As Graham looks in, kicks and fires, and swung on and missed, pulled the string, and Echeverria waves at it. That is strikeout number 2. Ring him up and sit him down. Second K of the ball game for Graham. And there is 1 away. And we will turn it over to the top of the Carlsbad lineup with Brandon Ganaway. Ganaway worked a 3-1 count before he popped it out to McPeters back in the first. He is 0 for 1. And the first pitch swung on, and that'll be a hard shot on the ground, going to find its way through into center field. McNabb will come up and field it, get it back into Puig, but Ganaway not wasting any time and just shooting the grounder back up the middle. So Carlsbad in business now with one down and a runner on. So that'll bring Tristan Thomas to the plate. He had a ringing double back in the first. And so a timeout going to be asked for. Coach Edmondson wants to talk to his lefty center fielder. Of course, should the Eagles win, they would take on one of the Albuquerque schools. I'll double check that one. That game in Albuquerque should be just about over. It is Sandia and Rio Grande. The game would be here Thursday afternoon / evening at some point. So Thomas will step in. Hobbs, the number 2 seed, would get the home game. So Thomas will step in with a runner at first. That's Ganaway. It's a little bit of a lead as McPeters holds him on. The wind and the pitch swung on, and that'll be a high chopper, and that one is going to come just foul. McPeters can't get to it before it goes foul, so it'll be strike one to Thomas. No balls, 1 strike the count. As Graham on the hill. Pretty efficient thus far. 1 out. Hobbs at double play depth and Thomas at the plate. The 0-1 pitch swung on, and that's a line shot. Going to find its way through into right center field. That one is going to go all the way to the wall as Ganaway round second. He is heading to third. Coach Edmondson waving him around, and he will come around third and come home. The play at the plate not going to be in time, and it will be an RBI double for Tristan Thomas. Thomas, with his second double of the ball game, puts Carlsbad on the board. Hobbs still leading this one by a score of 2-1. Now the RBI ringing double this time to the right side. So 1 away, and now Carlsbad trying to get something going here in their half of the third. So Nolan Perry will step in. The pitcher was hit by a pitch his last time up, and the pitch swung on and chased a curveball in the dirt. Nice job by Singleton to block it out. It is strike one. 0-1 the count. Thomas at second after the RBI double. They did a 2-1 ball game. Graham from the stretch checks the runner. Now comes with the 0-1. That one is a fastball away and up. The Superman fastball up and away. Evens the count at 1-1. Oh, the 1 ball, 1 strike count. Infield playing back now. With 1 out and 1 on, and the pitch. That one is going to be away. Ball 2. And the 2 ball, 1 strike count. Hobbs leading this quarterfinal game 2-1 here in the top of the third, but Carlsbad threatening with a man in scoring position and just 1 out. Graham gets the sign from Singleton, checks on that runner at second, and the 2-1 delivery on the way. Curveball swung on and foul tipped, and leaving up the count at Perry to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Graham having to labor just a little bit this inning. And my pitch count is probably not completely accurate, but it's going to be in the ballpark. He's sitting about 31, 32 pitches. So a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Of course, you got to worry about pitch count because the entire tournament takes place in this 1 week. And there are pitch limits and rests and things that are required. As asking for timeout is Perry. So he'll step out. So now he's back in. Just about ready, and there we go. The 2-2 pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up into deep left field. Going over is McNabb. He'll shade over, and he will make the grab and relay it in quickly. So Perry with the long fly out for out number 2. So now 2 away. You don't have to worry so much about the runner at second, which is Thomas, as Ashton Whitaker will step in. Whitaker 0 for 1, popped out back in the first. So a very warm evening here. Just a light breeze blowing right to left and slightly out. So the big, tall, lanky third baseman with the open stance settles in. Graham will kick and fire, and the pitch curveball, that's in there. Yes, sir. Nips the outside corner, called strike one. Oh, an 0 ball, 1 strike count. 2 away. Hobbs hanging on to a 2-1 lead here in the third. It's win or go home time in the state tournament. 0-1 pitch, and that one, the slider, letter high, slides out of Whitaker's eyeballs, and it'll be strike 2. Good pitch there. He dropped down just a little bit on that one from the delivery standpoint. So the 0-2 pitch, runner goes up and away. The throw down by Singleton. Is it in time? Burn him down. No! They are going to say that Thomas got in under the tag. Very close play. And so the stolen base into the book of Thomas. And it's ball 1 at the plate to Whitaker. Good throw from Singleton. Good tag on by McCool. So now 1-2. Singleton set up outside, and that fastball is going to be drilled foul off to the left of third base. So the count will stay 1-2. Graham on the hill having to work just a little bit more this inning. Averaged 10 pitches through the first 2. And he's nearing 40 for the night now. So nearly 20 pitches in the inning. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one is up and away. And leaving up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. Man at third for Carlsbad, 2 out. They're trying to tie this ball game. With the number 4 hitter Whitaker at the plate. And the pitch, check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Ring him up and sit him down as he breaks the plane. 3rd K of the ball game. None bigger than that one for Graham. Carlsbad gets a run, but leaves a man stranded. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. It's Hobbs 2, Carlsbad 1. This is Hobbs Eagles State Tournament Baseball from the Walmart Digital, 1 Radio Square Sports. For Carlsbad in the top of the 3rd inning, they get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 runner on. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. It'll be Eric McNabb, Brevin McCool, and J.D. Pareda. Heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5. Due up for the Eagles. McNabb, a strikeout victim his last time up. Perry on the hill. Will kick and fire, and ding-dong, that one is going to catch Eric right in the back. And so the second hit batter of the day, and Hobbs is in business early here in this bottom of the 3rd inning. So the second hit batter by Perry. First one coming against Salmon back in the 1st. Just a quick little word between Molina and Perry. Now it'll be the cleanup hitter, Brevin McCool. He singled to left and scored back in the 1st inning. So McCool going to step in. He of the .559 batting average, one of the highest in the state. Neutral stance, runner at first is McNabb. Perry from the stretch, kicks and fires, swung on, and that one is going to go foul to the JV field next door. Of course, not being used right now. Strike 1. So it's a no-ball, 1-strike count, bottom of the 3rd inning. Hobbs with a 2-1 lead. Over the Carlsbad Cavemen, a familiar foe in this opening round, the quarterfinals of the 5A State Tournament, is the 1-0 pitch, and a good changeup as McCool wanted all of it, pulls the trigger over the top. Strike 2. Oh, a no-ball, 2-strike count. McCool at the plate. Runner at first is McNabb. To the max in the middle of the order, trying to start it off with some damage. And the 0-2 pitch swung on. That one is lifted high in the air to shallow center field. Could be trouble, but the speedy Thomas will come in and making it a good arm and a throw to Bratcher. Sliding back in head first is McNabb. Gets back safely. Wind may have hung that one up just a little bit. It'll be a fly out to center, and there is 1 down for the Eagles. So 1 down. And now it'll be J.D. Pareda to the plate Harada with a hard shot right up the middle his last time. Had an RBI single, was left stranded. So JD settles into the right side box. McNabb with a little bit of a lead off first, so Harada going to step out, ask for time. It is granted. So didn't like something. And now he'll settle back in and await his first pitch. And JD, quite a bit of power in the bat as Molina sets up outside and check swing like he wasn't quite sure that he wanted to go for it, and almost defensive looking there. It'll be strike one. Oh, a no ball, one strike count. McNabb with about a step and a half over at first. Bratcher holds him on. JD at the plate. Molina gives the sign in the 0-1 pitch, and the curveball in the dirt and right over the top of it. A little bit anxious there for Parada, and it's a no ball, two strike count. So 0-2. As Thomas does some calisthenics out in center between pitches. Now he'll settle back in out there as JD will settle back into the right side box. No balls, two strikes. Plate protection mode going to be on for JD. And the pitch up, and away. Ball one. Oh, a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Hobbs leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. McNabb back out to about a step. Perry from the stretch. Molina sets up on the outside and the 1-2 pitch up and away for ball two. Good eye for Parada. Evens it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Parada taps the plate back in. He was digging in, settling in. Of course, it's all turf here except for the mound. 2-2 delivery on the way. That one is going to be in the turf. Backhanded by Molina. Keeps it in front of him, which will keep McNabb stapled over at first. But it will run the count full to Parada at the plate. So a 3 ball, 2 strike count. And a quick check. Yeah, this will be the first full count that Hobbs has worked. A good job by JD making Perry work a little bit. And the 3-2 pitch swung on, and that's a line shot out into left field. That one is going to fall in as Carrillo will get to it. Rounding second, heading to third is McNabb. Carrillo will fire it back in. Echeverria will cut it off, but it's a one-out single to left on the liner by Parada. And so now Eagles at the corners and threatening with one down, and now it'll be Caleb Salmon to the plate. Salmon hit by the pitch, was left stranded back in the first. The lefty for Coach Mark O'Boyle, 1 of 2 in the lineup this evening. So runners at first and second. Be interesting to see what he does with Parada. Pretty good speed over at first. As Molina asks for just a moment, going to go out and give signs to his fielders, make sure they know what to do. Of course, they're going to hope for a hard one on the ground, probably right at Echeverria or Edmondson, hopefully to turn the double play. Caleb going to hope that does not happen. So one down as the lefty settles in, slightly open stance. Eagles at the corners and the first pitch, and the curveball swung on and tipped, strike one. So a no ball, 1 strike count. Salmon out the plate. Rada leads off first, little lead off a third for McNabb. Salmon waits, and the pitch swung on, and that one is coming back into the screen. So quickly down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. So a no ball, 2 strike count to the number 6 hitter for the Eagles, Caleb Salmon. The senior for the Eagles settles back in, open stance. As Perry gets the sign, sets, and the 0-2 pitch runner goes as the hit and run on. That is going to be a pop-up. That should get out of play, and it will come into, doesn't even make it into the parking lot. Just a big bounce back by the bathrooms, and so the count stays 0-2. Good swing there from Caleb. Get a piece of that one to stay alive. And JD going to have to retreat back to first. McNabb stands over at third. And it's a no ball, 2 strike count at the plate. Eagles threatening with 1 down here in this third inning, leading by a run, 2-1. As Perry sets and the pitch, that one's going to get away from the catcher, and Molina doesn't know where it's going to go. And on the wild pitch, McNabb will score easily, and Hobbs will get it back up to a 2-0 lead on the wild pitch. Parada moves down to second, and so the wild pitch is going to be costly. as that will put another run in the books for Hobbs. And it will be ball 1-2 to Salmon at the plate. So he'll settle back in. Still a runner in scoring position now. It's Parada. The 1-2 delivery. Perry takes his time. Now he'll fire to the plate, and that one is going to be up and away, ball 2. What can sometimes happen in situations like this, he throws his strikeout pitch and turns into a wild pitch, scores a man. Sometimes he can be a little rattled. Perry just going to have to put it behind him. Hobbs hoping they can continue to keep him that way. 2-2 pitch, curveball in there, good pitch. As Salmon will go down looking for out number 2, 4th K of the ball game for Perry. And there is 2 away for the Eagles with now Bernie Zakaris Puig to the plate. Bernie with an RBI his last time up. He walked with the bases loaded, so officially 0 for 0 with an RBI. I love the way baseball statistics work. Zakaris Puig, another lefty for Coach Mark O'Boyle. Parada, pretty good lead over at second, shading over his Echeverria just to keep him honest. And now Perry going to step off the rubber and recollect his thoughts. So we'll run across on a hit and a hit batter for the Eagles. Zakaris Puig going to settle in. He's ready to go. The black bat comes off his shoulder. Now he's going to ask for time, as Perry is an incredibly deliberate worker. The Carlsbad faithful thinking that Bernie waited way too long to ask for time. Maybe Perry needs to pick the pace up a little bit. Of course, in high school, you do not yet have the pitch clock like you've got, at least in the minor leagues. And so Zakaris Puig still awaits his first pitch. Perry will check on Parada. Now he'll kick and fire, and that one is going to be away for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Zakaris Puig going to continue to try and work. Try and get that pitch count up. We're into the middle 50s now for Perry. And a timeout taken, as a lot of miscommunication and things going on here. Of course, the way this works, you can 0 to 40 pitches. You can pitch the next day. 40 to 60, you have to wait 1 calendar day, and it goes up from there. And it's a 1-ball, no strike count. Zakaris Puig at the plate. Perry sets, and now sliding back in as, that was a balk. That's got to be a balk. Yep, it is a balk, and so Parada will move on the balk. As Perry got a little bit discombobulated, as Parada, thinking that the throw was coming, slides back in, and the commotion, Perry out of his rhythm, and so gets the balk called on him. So now Hobbs has another run, potentially just 90 feet away. Now this is slowed down to a snail's pace as the 1-0 to Zakaris Puig, and there's that good curveball that hits the inside corner. Very effective pitch for Perry, evens up the count at 1-1. That kid's got a good pitch when it comes in like that. And so the 1-1 from the righty, and that one is going to be in the turf for ball 2. No, a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Zakaris Puig trying to cash in Parada, who stands over at third. Moved over to third on the balk. The 2-1 pitch, and that one is going to be in the turf for ball 3. Trying that curveball again, just moved it down a little bit far. And so it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Hobbs with a run across in this bottom of the third, leading by 2 runs, 3-1. Not nearly enough to be comfortable, though, against Carlsbad. 3-1 pitch on the way, and that one's going to be high, ball 4, as Bernie will work his second walk of the day, and there's Eagles back at the corners as Zach McPeters to the plate. And so Molina going to take a moment, going to go talk to his battery mate in Perry while we've got a moment. Evie, I'll go ahead and give you the timeout. You're listening to the Hobbs Eagles on KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs, and on the Eagle 100.5 app, and you're watching free today, courtesy of Walmart Digital and One Radio Square, on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, and also on the Hobbs Sports tab at hobbsamerica.com. So the meeting at the mound is over as McPeters to the plate. McPeters 0 for 1. As now Molina going to go out and burn off a little time and send out signals all over the place. As we'll get to pitch. Here we go as McPeters, the first baseman for the Eagles, settles in again. Perry taking a tremendous amount of time. And the pitch, and that one is going to run inside. And it'll be ball one. And so a 1-ball, no strike count. McPeters at the plate. Runners at first and third. And timeout going to be taken as again, the pace of this game has just absolutely gone to a crawl since the Eagles got runners on. Perry nearing 60 pitches now. And the pitch swung on, and that'll be a hard shot up the middle. But Echeverria into it. He'll step on the bag, and he will get Puig. So it'll be the 6 unassisted, but Hobbs puts a run across. You're listening to the Hobbs Eagles on Eagle 100.5. For Hobbs in the bottom of the third, they get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors committed by Carlsbad, and 2 runners left stranded for the Eagles. We head to the top of the fourth. Hobbs in the lead of this quarterfinal matchup, 3-1. I'm TJ Miracle in for Ty Friend. Ty a little bit under the weather tonight. Thanks for putting up with me here on Eagle 100.5, the Eagle 100.5 app, and of course watching free wherever you are around the world on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. Please give us a subscription. And also, of course, on the Hobbs Sports tab at HobbsAmerica.com. It'll be Bratcher, Mabry, and Edmondson, 5, 6, and 7, due up for the Cavemen, trailing by 2 here in the fourth inning. Do or die time. So Bratcher 0 for 1, a strikeout victim in the first. And the pitch from Graham, the curveball is in there, strike 1. Graham going over the 40 pitch mark at this point. Looks like he's going to stay out there and keep at it as the 0-1 pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to shallow left field. Going back is Socaris Puig, and Bernie makes the catch for out number 2. Had to go back quite a ways for that one, almost in no man's land, but the pop out will lead to out number 1. So 1 down as that'll bring Mac Mabry to the plate. Mabry with a walk and was left stranded in the second. So Mabry, the lefty for Coach Edmondson, will settle in as the sun starts dipping down under the horizon. First pitch to Mabry, swung on and missed as the slider gets him cutting at it, strike 1. Oh, a no ball, no strike count. Quickly back to work, Graham fires and gets him out in front of the fastball, strike 2. So quickly a no ball, 2 strike count to Mabry. One thing about these Hobbs pitchers, they like to work fast, and that's, you can tell, it's kind of been some of Carlsbad's game plan to make Hobbs slow down. Because Hobbs just likes to get the ball back, Graham and Pareda especially, just get the ball back and start dealing again. As the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed, ring him up and sit him down. 4th K of the ball game for Graham. So Graham gets him to ring up as Mabry is down swinging. And there are 2 away for the Cavemen. And so now it'll be Maddox Edmondson to the plate. Coach's son popped out to McPeters at first. Back in the second inning. So the second baseman for the Cavemen steps in. And Graham's ready to go, and the pitch up high, and it'll be ball one on the fastball. So a 1 ball, no strike count. Graham likes to work, and Edmondson going to make him slow down. Graham gets the sign from Singleton, ready in the 1-0 pitch, and that one on the outside corner. Good fastball. Works the corners to even it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield playing fairly deep. Infield, their normal positions. Graham deals the 1-1. Curveball, that's in there. Yes, sir. Called strike 2. Graham does not deal that curve a lot, but when he does, it's good. It's about a 10-5 break on that. So Edmondson, I think, probably looking for a fastball there and got that big breaker instead. As the 1-2 and timeout taken right before the pitch was delivered. And so the question is, does that one count as a pitch in the pitch count book? But that was a very, very, very late timeout given and granted to Edmondson. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count. So I won't mark another pitch because that shouldn't have counted in the pitch book. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down. Edmondson trying a little gamesmanship, but it comes back with strikeout number 5 as we've played 3.5. Hobbs in the lead 3-1. This is Hobbs Eagle State Tournament Baseball from Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. The Cavemen go 1-2-3 in their half of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Pardon me, their half of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for Hobbs. It'll be Singleton, Wright, and Graham. I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Thank you so much for being with us wherever you are watching and listening. So Perry still on the hill. He'll face off against Singleton, who's 0 for 1, popped out to deep second base. First pitch, and Henneman will take that one up high in the air to deep center field. Shading over towards the power alley is Thomas, and so 1 pitch, 1 out on the fly out to center. And so just like that, 1 away, but we'll turn it over for Hunter Wright. He's 1 for 2, singled in the first, flew out in the second. So Hobbs hanging on to a 3-1 lead here in this bottom of the fourth inning. NMAA State Baseball Tournament 5A quarterfinals. First pitch to Hunter, and that curveball is on the inside corner. Good pitch thrown for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike the count. 1 down for Hobbs, hanging on to a 2-run lead. Perry again a more deliberate worker in the 0-1 pitch, and that curveball swung on and missed. Wright was ready for it, but just misjudged the placement a little bit, and it'll be strike 2. Oh, a no ball, 2-strike count. 1 down for the Eagles here in the bottom of the fourth. Right at the plate, the leadoff hitter. 0-2 pitch, fastball swung on. That one is lifted high in the air. Could fall in, and a diving catch by Thomas as he'll come up with it as the sunglasses pop off. Credit where credit is due. That was a highlight play as Thomas lays out on the dying Quail in center, and there is 2 away for the Hobbs Eagles. Thought that one might die, but the play by the speedy Thomas robbing Hunter Wright of at least a single. So now it'll be Colton Graham. He's 0 for 2. Looking to help his own cause. And the first pitch fastball swung on and missed. And that'll be strike 1. Graham, the pitcher, has pitched a very solid game. Like to help with the stick as the 0-1 pitch, and that one is going to run away. Evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. One thing that Hobbs pitching has done is they've made Perry work just a little bit. Molina sets up outside. 1-1 pitch from Perry. Took something off of that one as the changeup out in front. Swung on and missed. Will be strike two, so a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 2 down. Hobbs trying to continue to make Perry work just a little bit. And the 1-2 delivery, and that one is a fastball in the outside corner, and Graham goes down looking, as that'll be the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Perry. And so Carlsbad returns the favors to the Eagles as they set them down 1-2-3 in the 4th. We head to the 5th. It's Hobbs 3, Carlsbad 1. This is NMAA State Tournament Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. In the bottom of the 4th, the Hobbs Eagles go 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. 5A quarterfinals between district rivals, the Hobbs Eagles and the Carlsbad Cavemen. I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Sitting in for Ty Friend this evening. Thanks for putting up with me. Line score through 4 for Carlsbad. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. They've left 3 on for Hobbs. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors committed, and they've left 5 on. So it'll be 8-9-1. Molina, Echevarria, and Ganaway due up. So 8-9-1 for Carlsbad. Thanks for being with us, of course, here on Eagle 100.5, Walmart Digital. Proud to be your home for all Lee County sports. And the first pitch to Molina swung on, and that one is drilled down the line to deep left field, and that one is going to bounce off the discount tire sign. Solomon gets to it, and a big arm throws it in to limit it to just a single, but Molina was sitting waiting on that fastball and drills it out to left field for the leadoff single. So that'll bring Echevarria to the plate. 0 for 1. He struck out his last time up. And we will have a courtesy runner check into the ball game. I'll check that young man's number for you as soon as I can. Echevarria to the plate. Looks down to Coach Edmondson. You got to think maybe he's going to try and get a little something going, bunt his man over. I believe that's Wages over at first. Number 15 running in place of the catcher, Molina, who had the blast single down the left field line. Echevarria 0 for 1. Like I said, you got to think maybe he is going to bunt. From the stretch, Graham gets the sign from Singleton. He will show bunt and pops it foul into the screening over on the right side for strike 1. No ball, 1 strike count. Wages was taken off on the play. So Coach Edmondson trying to get something going, playing a little small ball here with the bottom of his lineup. Not that Molina was playing small ball. Echevarria going to try. Wages with a little lead off of first. McPeters holds him on. Graham will check on him and pops off the rubber, and sliding back in will be Wages. No throw over. So we'll reset and try again. 0-1 the count. As Echevarria going to show bunt immediately. Now pulls it back as the curveball and a double pump. They would have had Wages dead to rights, but Singleton holds on to the ball, and so the stolen base for Wages puts a man in scoring position with nobody out. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike to Echevarria at the plate. Singleton didn't think he was going, and so faked the throw, and by the time he got it out to Puig, it was too late to do anything about it. Now the 1 ball, 1 strike count. And he'll show bunt, pull it back, and the snap throw down to second to Puig. Did he get him? No, and sliding in just under the tag is Wages. As the Carus Puig was a little bit out of position when he caught that. He had to come back around towards the second base side to lay the tag down. A great throw by Singleton, but it'll be ball 2. A great tag put on and a great throw, but just not quite in time. Very close. 2-1 pitch and showing bunt. He didn't pull it back. Matter of fact, he waved at it, but no sign. Wow, they're going to say ball 3. How can that be ball 3? He did not pull the bat back. No, okay, I'm not the one wearing the blues, so it'll be ball 3. So Colton Graham with a 3-1 count facing the number 9 hitter, Echeverria. You don't want to lose him. Got to bear down here with the man in scoring position. 3-1 pitch. He'll show bunt. He'll lay it back. Colton gets to it. He fires to third to get the lead man, but in time, yes it is, 1-3 to get the lead man as Wages under the tag of McCool, but Brevin gets it slapped down, and there is one away. Great job and a great heads-up play by Graham. Firing it to get the leadoff man, and so one out with a runner at first. Echeverria reaching on the fielder's choice, and that'll turn the lineup back over to Ganaway. Ganaway with a single blast out to left center his last time up. So one down, still a man on. Infield going to move to double play depth. Hobbs with the 3-1 lead, top of the 5th inning. As Graham will set, fire, and the curveball is in there. Yes, sir, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to count. You can feel the tension beginning to rise as we get to the later stages of this game. Every pitch important and everybody hanging on to him. And hopping off the rubber is Graham. Sliding back in is Echeverria. Holding him on is McPeters over at first. Singleton sets up outside and tries the breaker, and that one hung up a little bit and slipped out of the hand. Not quite what Graham was looking for. And so it'll even up the count at 1-1. Be careful when they leave the hand like that. A tendency to hang up. Fortunately, that one was high. So the 1-1 pitch on the way as Graham deals the curveball, swung on and missed, strike 2. Actually, that was probably the slider. So a 1-2 strike count, now that I think about it. Had a lot higher speed than the curve. So a 1-2 strike count. Graham deals the curveball, swung on. That's a hard shot on the ground. It could be 2. McCool to right and over to first. Not going to be in time to get the speedy Ganaway. So Ganaway will reach on the fielder's choice, but Echeverria is out 5-4. And there is 2 away for Carlsbad. McCool to right to McPeters. I like that. Tinker Evers to Chance. Works for me. Don't mind that one at all. Anytime I can throw in a little 1900s baseball reference, I will sometimes do that. I try not to. Thank you, Bob Hards, my mentor, voice of the Midland Rockhounds, for instilling that one in me. Tristan Thomas will step in now with 2 down and a runner on, and the curveball is in there. Yes, sir, strike 1. And so Graham at the 60-pitch mark. If he can get out of this one without too much more being done, he might still be available should a championship happen in the pitch. The fastball, that one's going to be inside, even things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the 1-1 strike count. 2 down, top of the 5th. Hobbs leading this one 3-1. Colton gets the sign, kicks and fires, and a little nubber off the end of the bat rolls foul. Singleton gets to it. Of course, nothing to do. It's foul ball, so strike 2. Runner at first is Ganaway. Reached on a fielder's choice. Now, what was nearly the second 5-4-3 double play of the ball game. So the 1-2 pitch on the way is Singleton set up outside, and it is going to just miss. The runner goes, and the sweep tag around the top, and in standing up is Ganaway. I don't know how Bernie missed him in the helmet coming around like he was. Throw from Singleton a little bit high, but it'll be a stolen base for Ganaway. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Thomas. That was a very close pitch at the plate. But it is called a ball. So the 2-2 pitch, and that one swung on. It's a high chopper, and that one is going to be just foul down the first baseline. Well, if that could have been about 6 inches to the left side, that would have been out number 3. Instead, we'll reset and try again. No, a 2-ball, 2-strike count. There are 2 down, top of the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch from Graham. Curveball swung on, and that one is going to be jacked past the Carlsbad dugout and off the steel retaining wall. So we'll reset at 2-2. As Graham inching towards the middle 60s in the pitch count. Again, I don't think you're going to be worried about that, as now the umpire wants to check the ball, make sure that it's still playable. Didn't get any cuts or nicks that could give the pitcher advantage. I don't think in high school they're using spider tack yet, so I don't think they're checking for that one. Now the 2-2 count to Thomas. Singleton gives the sign. Graham checks the runner and kicks and fires, and that's a hard shot, foul down the first base line. So Thomas battling here with 2 strikes. Ganaway trots back over to first. Well, it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. As Thomas will settle back in. Let's see what Graham can pull out of the bag of tricks. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and that one is heading to the softball fields. And so this has been a long, long battle, sitting there at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think this will be the 9th or 10th pitch of the at-bat. So Thomas making Colton work a little on the play, or on the at-bat. Singleton gives the sign. Graham ready, checks the runner. 2-2 again, and that one is up and in. Ducking out of the way of it is Thomas, and that'll run the count full. So at least a 10-pitch at bat here. Now the number 2 hitter, Tristan Thomas. He is 2 for 2 on the afternoon into evening, and the payoff pitch swung on. That one is going to be popped up. Will it get out of play? Yes, it will. It is going to go over the press box and again back towards the softball field, and we will play another one. At some point, you almost just think about letting him go ball 4 and starting with the next guy, but this has been an entertaining pitcher-hitter matchup to watch. So 3-2. We'll do it again as Thomas settles back in. Graham has the sign. Payoff pitch again. This one is going to be popped up over on the left side, and this one is going to get out and into the Hobbs bullpen, as we will go another pitch in this at bat. Pitch after pitch after pitch after pitch after pitch. So 3-2 the count for the 3rd time. Already looking at a 14-pitch at bat here. This one has been a major battle. And the payoff pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up over on the right side. It'll be right. Nope, he'll be called off by McPeters, and he will go over and make the grab on the infield pop-out for out number 3. So Carlsbad threatens, but some good defense comes up empty. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Hobbs 3, Carlsbad 1 in this quarterfinal 5A game. Back in a minute on KEJL, Humboldt City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs. Hobbs Eagle playoff baseball from Walmart Digital, One Radio Square Sports. Hobbs goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fifth inning, and I'll give you a quick recap. I realized that I had the sound muted on the video and the audio streams as Eric McNabb led it off, and he struck out. Then Brevin McCool, a pretty good battle, popped out a mile high to Whitaker, and then J.D. Pareda popped out to the first baseman. So we head to the sixth inning, and it'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up for Carlsbad, Nolan Perry, Ashton Whitaker, and Caden Bratcher. The top of the sixth inning as Perry steps in. 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch in the first, then flew out in the third. And so Graham still on the hill, deals, and that slider is going to slide away for ball one. Score update coming in from Cardinal Field down in Eunice. The Cardinals will be moving on after a 12-0 victory. The wind and the pitch, that's a hard shot. Fair, and that one's going to head down the line in left field, get almost to the wall before Salmon can get to it. And so it'll be a leadoff double for Nolan Perry right down the left field line. He was waiting on that one and shot it down that line. And so it'll be a man at second, nobody out for the cleanup hitter, Ashton Whitaker, the lanky third baseman for Carlsbad. So again, the Eunice Cardinals winning 12-0 over Capitan. They'll be moving on to tomorrow. We'll find out for sure when that's going to be. Be able to hear that on our sister station, Cool 95.7 tomorrow. As the first pitch to Whitaker, the curveball over the top of it. Good pitch there, and that'll be strike one. Whitaker 0 for 2, popped out in the first, struck out in the third on a check swing. So an 0-1 count. Graham deals away. Ball one, evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the sixth inning, Carlsbad trying to get something going here. They trail by 2. Hobbs trying to shut them down. A 1 ball, 1 strike count. Colton deals. Curveball swung on and missed as Whitaker over the top and out in front for strike 2. So the 1 ball, 2 strike count. You've got some chances, and this is a pitcher's count to be sure. So let's see what Graham and Singleton will come up with. Singleton sets up outside the 1-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down. That is strikeout number 6 for Colton Graham. And there is 1 down now for Carlsbad here in their half of the 6th inning. So that'll bring Caden Bratcher to the plate. Bratcher 0 for 2, struck out in the first, popped out to Puig to start the 4th. So he settles in here in this 6th inning with 1 away and a man in scoring position in the form of Perry. As Graham deals, it'll be a chop shot, and getting to it is McCool. He'll have a long throw across the diamond. He gets it in time. Great strong throw, McCool to McPeters. The Big Mac attack. And McPeters with a good arm, too, is going to keep Perry stapled over there. So Bratcher 5-3 on a SportsCenter highlight of his own. And there are 2 down for the Cavemen here in their half of the 2nd. And, wow, there's some discussion going on. As they're leaving Bratcher over at first, are they going to say that he beat it out or that Peters got pulled off? The initial call was out. It was overruled by the umpire that was across the diamond. I don't know about this. And now all the umpires going to get their heads together and see what's going on. I'd like to know myself. It was a close play. McCool fired a good strike to McPeters, and yep, he was out as they discuss it. And I guess 2 out of 3 wins. The home plate umpire said, yep, he was out, even though the second base umpire said he was safe. So they got it right, 5-3, and there are 2 away. And now it'll be the lefty Mabry to the plate. Mabry walked back in the second, struck out in the fourth. He's 0 for 1. Runner at second in the line, and the first pitch swung on, and that one is going to be fouled down the first base line and dribbles over to the retaining wall behind the Carlsbad dugout for strike 1. Graham unofficially getting ready to throw his 80th pitch of the day. Again, if he can keep it under 90, he'd be eligible again to pitch, at least in relief, in a potential state championship game on Saturday. Don't want to be thinking that far ahead yet, though. As Graham, the 0-1 swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to right field. That could be trouble. It is going to get down. Pareto will get to it, but not before a run comes around, and a throw into second. It's going to get away from Puig, backed up by McCool, but it is an RBI double as Perry will score. And it is a 1-run ball game. Mabry was waiting on that one and just shot it down the right field line. And so Carlsbad gets some damage done this inning and cuts it down to a 1-run lead. And now it'll be Maddox Edmondson to the plate. Edmondson 0 for 2, popped out in the second, struck out in the fourth. So now runner in scoring position, a 1-run ball game. You wouldn't expect anything different between these two squads. Colton Graham on the hill, trying to lock it down for Hobbs. And he'll fire, and that curveball is going to sweep away from Edmondson. It'll be ball 1. A 1-ball, no strike count. Hobbs hanging on to a 3-2 lead. Is Graham going to step off a minute, take a deep breath, recycle through the signs. He's kind of slowed his pace down a little. He works better when he's moving at a pretty good clip. It's the 1-0 pitch, curveball, and that one is going to be high for ball 2. Hobbs faithful not liking it. Looked a little high from this vantage point. I'm a little biased, I will admit it, for the Eagles, but that one looked just a touch high. As the 2-0 pitch, and that one swung on and missed as he got him to chase the slider away. And so now it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. 2 down. 1 run across for Carlsbad here in the 6th. Hobbs would love nothing more than get in the dugout, see if they could get it back. As Graham will fire the 2-1 pitch. That's in there at the knees. Beautiful pitch. He evens it up at 2-2. Took a little bit off of that one. So the changeup runs it to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I think Graham's going to get to go the whole way in this one. Nobody warming up in the Hobbs bullpen. He can get out of this one, get to the 7th. He may be able to get the complete game. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down. 7th K of the ball game for Colton Graham. But the Carlsbad Cavemen put a run across. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Hobbs 3, Carlsbad 2. You're listening to and watching the Hobbs Eagles and the Carlsbad Cavemen in the NMAA State Baseball Tournament from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. For Carlsbad, they get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors committed, and 1 runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Hobbs hanging on to a 1-run lead, 3-2. I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Thanks for being with us tonight. Sitting in for Ty Friend, so thank you for putting up with me. And so now it'll be 6, 7, and 8. Selman Puig and McPeters. And the first pitch and outside corner. Caleb will watch strike one go by. Well, no ball, one strike count. We are underway. Caleb Salmon. So Carlsbad on deck as the 0-1 delivery. Curveball, and that one not going to drop in enough and even things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So a 1 ball, 1 strike count winner of this game will take on Sandia on Thursday. In the semis, the 1-1 pitch swung on and getting a piece of it, fouling it off. Salmon will hang in there, and it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Hobbs trying to punch their ticket through to the semis. Carlsbad trying to do the same. Hate it when they make district rivals play in the first round, even if it is the quarterfinals. As Perry, who's pitched a pretty good game, deals, and that one is going to be high in the air to left field. Going back is Carrillo at the fence, and he can't handle it. It gets over his head. He misjudged it. It is off the wall, and heading to third is Salmon before Perry can get, or before Carrillo can get to it. And so the leadoff triple for Salmon. Yeah, just a little bit of a misjudge in the outfield, so we're going to give it a triple. And so now Hobbs, all with the man 90 feet away from getting that run back, as it'll be Bernie. So Karis Puig to the plate. Bernie's worked 2 walks in this one. Had an RBI in the first when he walked with the bases loaded. So Karis Puig walked and then was put in. No Karis Puig, and we will have a courtesy runner, I believe, go in. The wind and the pitch, and that one's going to be in third. It's going to get away. And so here comes Salmon, and he is going to score, and the Eagles are back up on the second wild pitch of the ball game. They extended back up to a 2-run lead. Salmon will score on the wild pitch after the leadoff triple, and Hobbs has gone back up by 2. So a wild pitch, the second of the game for Perry, costs him another run as the 1-0 pitch showing bunt, and ouch, as Bernie going to get hit and takes a couple of steps out, and whoa, the umpire, that'll be hit by a pitch. And so that'll be the third hit batter of the day. And now the umpire is going to get together. Bernie, the way he was trying to get out of the way of that one, kind of leaped over and kind of moved out towards the mound. They can't be saying he thought about charging the mound. Now they're going to go over and talk away from everything. I don't know what they could be discussing here, unless it was just the way Bernie came out, and he did send daggers out at Perry. Third Hobbs hit batsman. So what could they possibly be talking about? Maybe it's, did he try and get out of the way of ball, or did he make something offensive comment, or some sort of threatening motion towards Perry? I don't know what they could be discussing. We got a minute. Thanks for listening on KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs, Eagle 100.5. Sun going down. We'll have to sign off on 11:10 a.m. here in just a few minutes, and they are going to point at Bernie. And, yep, they're going to say he's safe, hit by the pitch. So that'll be the third hit batter, and Coach Edmondson wants to know what's going on. And the umpires have determined that whatever it was, they must have been discussing whether or not, A, Bernie tried to get out of the way of it, and B, if he made some sort of threatening motion out towards Perry on the mound. And so now it'll be Zach McPeters to the plate. McPeters 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, grounded into a fielder's choice in the third. And we'll actually have Marcus Aldretti step in to pinch hit. So Aldretti going to pinch hit. So the junior hitting .450 on the year in 21 plate appearances. Well, he's come off the bench and been very effective a couple of times. So it'll be Marcus Aldretti. Well, Aldretti comes in for McPeters as the big righty junior going to step in. And Perry going to slow things up. Again, he's made this one glacial when Hobbs gets anybody on. Hobbs does have a run across. A leadoff triple and then a wild pitch scored Caleb Salmon. So Karis Puig with a pretty good lead over at first as Bratcher holds him on. Sun could be a little bit of a problem over on that right side of the infield. Oh, now it'll be Aldretti stepping in. He settles into the right side box, the neutral stance. Molina set up outside, pickoff attempt, and Puig slides back in safely. The Hobbs Eagles leading 4-2, 5A quarterfinals. As Aldretti going to square and show bunt with nobody out, and he'll lay one down, but it'll be foul down the first baseline, and that'll be strike one. And as Perry pitching like there's no tomorrow, he's over 85 pitches. So even if somehow Carlsbad were to come back and win, he would not be eligible. As I believe I have just been informed, my boss is here. Hi, Aaron. I don't know where you are, but I just saw Christian. He looked pretty happy. So a no ball, 1 strike count. Mexico market manager pickoff attempt, and pretty good move, and Bernie back in safely. Oh, a no ball, 1 strike count. Hobbs up by 2. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hobbs gave up 1 in the 6th, but got it back. So Aldretti at the plate has only seen 1 pitch. And again, Perry is going to be glacial in another pickoff attempt as Puig back in. I think he's wearing Perry out over there. Maybe a little something personal going on between those two. Just a thought. As the wind in the pitch, and another bunt going to put down pretty hard down the first baseline. Bratcher will get to it, and he will tag out Aldretti, but it'll be a sac bunt. So the bunt will move Puig down to second on the sac bunt, and that'll bring Singleton to the plate. Inman Singleton to the plate, number 9 hitter for the Hobbs Eagles. Kenyon Singleton to the plate. He is 0 for 2. That flew out to deep center his last time up. So now a man in scoring position in Bernie. And the first pitch curveball, that one is going to be in there, called strike one. The Hobbs faithful not liking it. It was on the top end of the zone to be sure. Oh, a no ball, 1 strike count. 4-2, the Eagles in the lead. Carlsbad trying to get this one to the top of the 7th, so they've got a chance to get back in this one if they can. They're down to their final 3 outs. Hobbs would like to put another insurance run or 2 on the boards. Big rip from Singleton and out of play for strike 2. That's going to be important for the Eagles to just play it 1 out at a time in that top of the 7th coming up here in just a couple of minutes. So a no ball, 2 strike count as here comes Coach Edmondson, and that may do it for Perry. That may have been pitch 90, I'm not sure. Or he may just be coming out to check on his pitcher. He's up 0-2. I wouldn't think you'd pull him right now. You are allowed to finish the batter without it running over, but that would be close to pitch 90. You can go 120, and nope, he's going to leave him in, so it's do or die time. It'll stay in the hands of Nolan Perry for the Carlsbad Cavemen. 0-2 the count. Kenyon Singleton at the plate for the Eagles. Runner at second is Bernie Puig, who reached when he was hit and then moved over to second on a sac bunt by Aldretti in pinch hitting. So a no ball, 2 strike count. Protection mode on for Singleton as the pitch swung on, and that one is heading over to the field next door, and it'll stay no balls and 2 strikes. Carrillo playing deep out and left. Thomas playing deep in center, not nearly as deep as Mabry in right. Corners pretty much at their normal positions. Echeverria is shading over towards second to keep Puig honest. Playing deep is Edmondson at second. 0-2 pitch once again, swung on and missed as taken something off of that one for his 7th strikeout of the game is Perry, and so that'll turn it over to Hunter Wright. Wright 1 for 3, singled in the first and is flown out first to left, then to center. So 1 for 3. So Wright will step in with 1 away. Hobbs would love nothing more than to get another insurance run on the board. 2 outs for Hobbs as I catch the bug up. So 2 away, but the top of the lineup to the plate. Hunter Wright, his 4th plate appearance of the day. 1 for 3. Like to cash in the run if he could. The wind in the pitch, and that one is going to be a hard shot on the ground. Echeverria to it. Double pumps, fires it over to Bratcher at first, and it is in time. 6-3 for out number 3. Wright got good wood on it, but unfortunately right at the Carlsbad shortstop. So we head to the 7th inning. If Hobbs can get 3 outs without 2 runs coming across, they will move on. So we go to the 7th. It's Hobbs 4, Carlsbad 2. This is Hobbs Eagles State Tournament Baseball from New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. For the Hobbs Eagles, they get 1 run back. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the 7th. The Eagles 3 outs away from punching their ticket to a home game right back here in the 5A semifinals coming up on Thursday. So it'll be up to Ty Molina, Jacob Echeverria, and Brandon Ganaway, 8, 9, and 1 due up. And so Colton Graham still on the hill going for the complete game win to punch his team through into the semifinals. It has been a number of years since Hobbs has gotten to the semifinals. Of course, if they can hang on, they will welcome Albuquerque Sandia here to Sportsmans Park at Vererans Memorial Complex on Thursday evening. And so a little talking between the 2 catchers and the umpire, making sure it stays civil as Molina steps in as he had a rocket shot out to left his last time up. He's 1 for 2, and the first pitch is going to be in the dirt, ball 1. I'm not going to keep up with pitches anymore because I know that it is in the hands of Colton Graham. 1 ball, no strike count as Colton will kick and deliver, and that one's going to be up high for ball 2. If you're Graham, you just need to take a deep breath. Can't let the butterflies get to you. You've dealt a very good game. So just keep it right where it's been. The 2-0, and that'll be outside for ball 3. Graham is going to be nearing the 90 pitch mark. You've got to be thinking he's tired. I know I would be. As the 3-0 on the way, and that one is going to be high for ball 4, and so the leadoff walk going to be worked. And so as far as the walk department goes, that is the second issued by Graham, and so that'll bring the number 9 hitter, Jacob Echeverria, to the plate. Struck out in the 3rd, and then reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th, and was thrown out as part of a 5-4 attempted double play. And so Marco Boyle going to come out and talk to Graham and going to make sure he's just all right. He pats him on the hip and says, let's go. Of course, quick reminder, right here on Eagle 100.5 tomorrow, we will have the Eunice Lady Cardinals in the 2A girls softball semifinals from Tularosa. I will head over the mountain and bring you that one. We're scheduled to go on about 3:45 tomorrow afternoon. It'll also be available at the Eunice Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. But we got to worry about this one first. So Echeverria in with a man on, so he has the potential tying run at the plate. The number 9 hitter for the Cavemen as Graham fires, and it's at the knees, strike 1. If I can hit the right button on this backwards bug, there we go. 0-1 the count. Not much of a lead for Molina over at second. In the line of the pitch, that curveball is in there. Yes, it is. Strike 2. Don't know what Marco said to Graham, but whatever it is, it seems that he has settled in. Starting to deal again is Single down, given the sign. Singleton sets up outside, and the 0-2 pitch swung on, and that was going to be popped up into shallow center field. Puig goes back. He's going to be called off by a charging McNabb, who can't hang on to the ball, and he'll fire it over to second. Is it in time? Yes, it is. So they'll get the lead runner. It'll be 8 4-4 as into the glove of right it goes. Echeverria will reach on a bloop single. That one was a Texas leaguer to be sure in no man's land where really Puig and McNabb, nobody had a good shot at it. So we'll go ahead and give them the single in the scorebook. Carlsbad actually leads in the hit department 6-5, but there is one down now, so Carlsbad down to their final 2 outs. Graham has done a good job getting this fairly potent Carlsbad lineup to just pop it up. They've hit him hard a couple of times, but hadn't really done any damage. So now Ganaway in. He's 1 for 3. Had a ringing single back in the third and scored, and the first pitch swung on. That one is going to be popped up and out of play over the Carlsbad dugout. Strike 1. So a no ball, 1 strike count. Runner at first now is the shortstop Echeverria. He has good speed. So you got to be watching him. McPeters will hold him on. Outfield playing about 2/3 of the way back as the 0-1 on the way. Curveball swung on. That one is lifted high in the air to shallow left field. Salmon goes over about halfway back and a couple of steps towards the line and left and makes the grab on the fly out for out number 2. So the Carlsbad Cavemen are down to their final 3 strikes, and the Eagles are 3 strikes away from punching their ticket on in to the next round. I apologize about the camera shaking a little bit as the booth is starting to shake as people get on their feet. And it'll be the lefty Thomas to the plate. Thomas 2 for 3, the last hope for the Cavemen. Runner at first. Graham kicks and fires, swung on, and that is a hard shot but foul down to the right side of the Carlsbad dugout. Strike 1. Oh, a no ball, 1 strike count. The ball will come back in. They'll get a new ball in play. So 0-1. You can't worry about the runner at first. It's Echeverria, but you're worried about Thomas at the plate. The RBI double back in the third. He's responsible for one of the runs on the board. As Graham will kick and deal. Curveball, check swing. Did he go? Check it. They're going to appeal down, and nope, they're going to say that he held it off. And it'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Looked like he held it off from up here, but that one was a close one. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Graham with the sign from Singleton, and the payoff pitch swung on. It's a slow roller. Charging is McCool. Fields it. Fires it on the run to McPeters for out number 3. And the Hobbs Eagles will be moving on in the NMAA State Baseball Tournament as they are victorious by a final of 4-2. We'll take a quick timeout, come back and wrap this one up. This is Hobbs Eagles State Tournament Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. And welcome back. The Hobbs Eagles are victorious 4-2, and they will move on in the NMAA State Tournament to the semifinals. That game will be here on Thursday evening against Sandia. They were victorious 8-7 earlier. So let's give you the final line in this one. For your Hobbs Eagles, they get 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors committed. They leave 6 runners stranded. For Carlsbad, 2 runs on 7 hits, so they out-hit the Eagles, no errors by them. and they also leave 6 runners on base. Colton Graham gets the complete game win, throws 7 strikeouts in the ball game and walked 2. Taking the loss for Carlsbad was Nolan Perry. He also went the full way, also striking out 7, with a couple of 3 walks for him and 3 hit batters in the ball game. Really the difference, 2 wild pitches by Perry when Hobbs had men on third that allowed those men to score. So those 2 runs, the big difference in the ball game. Yeah, Hobbs didn't really get the bats going just a whole lot, but they got enough, and they got it when they needed it. And so scored the runs that they had to have. So a big victory for the Hobbs Eagles, now moving on into the semifinals. Of course, keep it on Eagle 100.5, KEJL, Humble City Hobbs, K263AZ Hobbs. And we'll tell you the game will be here on the radio on Thursday, and it'll also be on the Eagle 100.5 app. We do not know yet about video streaming rights. The NMAA controls the video streaming rights for the playoffs. They granted them for this game, but we've been told that we may not have them for the Thursday game, but we will have the audio for you one way or another. Ty Friend will be here. So the Eagles victorious, of course. All 3 of our Lee County teams that are still alive victorious. Eunice winning earlier 12-0. They'll play tomorrow. That game will be on our sister station, Cool 95.7. Tomorrow, right here on Eagle 100.5, the Eunice Lady Cardinals will be taking on Tularosa. I'll have that game for you about 3:45 here on Eagle 100.5. We will be video streaming that one as well on the respective teams' YouTube channels. So just, again, look at our Facebook page on Eagle 100.5, Kicks 103, KZOR, KPZA, Cool 95.7. We may have to do a little moving on the YouTube channels depending on where the Eunice teams are playing and what times they are playing at. But all about the Hobbs Eagles tonight as they are victorious 4-2 over the Carlsbad Cavemen. So Hobbs, with their state championship dreams still alive, and they'll move on to take on Sandia Thursday. So with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on it. The Hobbs Eagles punch their ticket on to the next round and into the semifinals Thursday evening back here at Sportsmans Park at Veterans Memorial Complex. For Ty Friend, I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing as we say so long from here at the park. Hobbs Eagle Playoff Baseball has been brought to you by IPS Incorporated, Lasco Construction, R360, The Outlaw Grill, RMS Foods, Hobbs Rental, and Elite Home Health Care. This has been an exclusive presentation of Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports under exclusive rights granted by the New Mexico Activities Association and the Hobbs Municipal Schools. Have a great evening, everybody. Now back to Loudwire Nights on Eagle 100.5.